Okay, we are moving on to connect our knowledge on slope. So we did slope from a line our previous lesson. Today, we're going to do slope from points. Okay, slope from 2 points today. But we just need to kind of break down what in the heck is slope from 2 points. Well, remember, slope is change in y over change in x. Remember that triangle means delta y over delta x, which means how did your y change over how did your x change. Change, when I think about change, like if I had $40 and then I had $30, my money changed by 10 bucks. To think about change is really a difference. So really, change in y over change in x means difference in y over difference in x. Difference, when you think about difference, it's just subtracting, right? That's a vocab word for minusing. So it's saying subtract the y's over subtract the x's. Now this is just some really fancy way to represent it. I'll tell you what it says. Y's of 2, that's how we say that, that's subtext there. Y's of 2 take away y's of 1, which just means second y take away the first y. That's all it means. Second y take away that first y. Over x of 2 minus x of 1. That means second x take away the first x. Because think about it, if I said that you had $30, now you have $40, how did your money change? Wouldn't you go 40 minus 30? Yeah, so that's what it means. It just means do your second one, take away your first one. Okay, that's all it means. It's just really a fancy way of writing it. Okay, so let's do it. If I wanted to calculate the slope from 4, 2 to 6, 5. Well, one strategy would be to plot the 2 points. You could plot the 2 points and then do rise over run. You could do that. And, I mean, on my whiteboards, on that flip side, we have the graphing coordinate plane. You go for it. However, a faster strategy, this is more 8th grade level and 9th grade level, would be to use the slope formula. Y's of 2 minus y's of 1. So I'll show you what that means. This is my first x. This is my first y. The 6 is my second x. The 5 is my second y. So the formula is y's of 2, second y, 5, minus y's of 1, first y, 2, over x of 2, second x, 6, minus x of 1, 4, which is 3 over 2. Remember to leave it like that. You do not turn it to a mixed number. Kids did. Don't do it. Slope is a ratio. A ratio is comparing 2 things. Okay, not a mixed number. A mixed number is 3 things. Okay? So this means if I had a point, don't write this down, I'm just connecting it to the first one. If I had a point right here, I would get to my next point by going up 3 over 2. Up 3 over 2. If I had a coordinate plane, that's what my line would look like. It would have a slope like that. Okay? All right, the next set, negative 3, 4, and 5, 6. What is the slope between these 2 points? So I can use my slope formula. Y's of 2 minus y's of 1. Remember, it would be x, y, x, y. You don't even need to put the subscripts down. You can if you want. So y's of 2, my second y is 6, minus my first y, y's of 1, 4. All over x of 2, 5, minus my first x, x of 1, negative 3. Now this is where we have to be integer masters. Good thing we are, right? Good thing. 2 over 8, right? Because that minus and negative is really plus plus, isn't it? 1/4. So that means if I had a graph, if I had a point, I'm going to give you another visual here. If I had a point on a line, to get to my other point, I would go up 1 over 4. Up 1 over 4. So I would have a line that looked like that. Not steep. Notice that one's not as steep. I only go up a little bit and over a bunch. The first one is steep. I go up quite a bit, over not as much. 1, 6, and 3, 2. Again, you don't have to label your points. By all means, you don't have to. I know that some 8th graders and 7th graders like to, though. And then it's just y's of 2. I like saying that formula, y's of 2, right? It looks so fancy, I don't want to write it down. Y's of 2 minus y's of 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1. Which in layman's terms, that means easy terms, just means subtract your y's, subtract your x's. So second y2 minus first y6 over second x 3 minus first x negative 1. What's that? Negative 4 over 4, right? Because you got plus plus, which is not negative 4 over 4. It's negative 1 or negative 1 over 1. Schoology will take both. Want to see what that line would look like, kind of, a little bit? If I had a point right here, I would fall down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. I could do that all day long. That's what that line would look like. Again, you can plot these points on a coordinate plane and find the slope yourself. Okay, next one. 9, 7, and 4, 9. So, I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and label my points, my coordinates. And then I'm going to go y minus y, 9 minus 7, over x minus x, 4 minus 9, which is 2 over negative 5. Wrong, I better not type it in there like that. X's are not negative. Negative means the graph is falling down. X doesn't fall down. X goes left and right. Falling down means y. So that I have to turn this into negative 2 over 5. The negative goes in front. It just means fall down, go over. Fall down, go over. Okay? So that's that. Don't write this down. I just want to give you a visual. Those of you that maybe don't want the formula, because the formula is kind of fancy. If you don't like the formula, you can go old school. I'm going to show you here. Do not fill in your points. Don't do it. Okay? I'm just going to show you based on this last example. 9, 7, and 4, 9. Okay, so I should have negative 2 fits, right? And I'll show you that I'll get it. So 9, 7 would be 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here's my line. Okay, right? And then slope is left to right. My left point right here, and I need to get to my right point. Rise over run. So I fell down, so down 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice it's the same thing. So you can plot your points and find it, or use the formula. Okay? Now, you are going to have special slopes in there too today. Special slopes are the horizontal 0 and the vertical undefined. Okay? And I'm going to show you. Let's plot. I want you to plot these points on your coordinate plane and tell me, plot both sets of these. And tell me if it's a 0 or undefined slope. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so our special slopes, we went ahead and plotted this set. This set is a horizontal line, which means it's a 0 slope, right? This set, that second set, is a vertical line. Vertical line means undefined. Now, what if you don't want to graph? What if you want to use a formula? Because it is faster. Formula is faster. Well, let's figure out how to tell. So we do y minus y, second y, take away the first, so negative 2 minus a negative 2. All over second x1, take away the first x3, which is negative 2 plus plus, so 0 over negative 2. If the this means 0, and you can always punch that into your calculator. If you go 0 divided by 1, it will tell you it's 0. So if the 0 is on, which one was it, top or bottom? Top. If the 0 is on top, it's a 0 slope. So that would be like this, 0 over a number. Well, then clearly the 0 is on the bottom with undefined, but let's actually work through that. So it would be a number over 0 would be undefined. Just so you can see, oopsie. Okay, second y minus the first y, negative 2, over second x minus the first x, 5 over 0. Undefined. Okay, one more learning target that I didn't even make a heading for, but I threw it on for you guys. Lucky you. So I need you on the left-hand side, because where the questions are. Ready? I want you to make a little baby heading that says fractions, and write that fraction down, please. Okay, so the learning target is still the same when you're given fractions. It's still change in y over change in x. Change in y means how do your y's change? So I have xy, xy. And when I take the difference, it's the second y, y's of 2, minus the first y, y's of 1. So 1/3 minus the first y, 2/5. All over the second x, 1/4. Take away the first x, 1/3. This should make you, this is a complex fraction. We did this, I forget which unit we did this in, probably in unit 5 when we did fractions. Complex fractions means the numerator and denominator are fractions. Okay, so we're going to have to connect what a fraction really is here soon, but not yet. You don't do it till the end. I need a common denominator. This is why I want your brain power, not your calculating power. So I'm going to turn this into 15 on top, right? So what's that? 3 times 5, 6. Okay, I'm just going to leave that for now. I don't need to calculate that yet. Okay, and then my bottom, I'm going to turn it to 12s. And then 3 and 4, right? My new numerators, 3 and 4. Okay, I don't have much room, it will get really messy, so I want to be able to be organized. So now I'm going to simplify the numerator and denominators. So 5 minus 6 is -1. So -1/15 all over 3 minus 4 is -1 over 12. Schoology will not allow that. Okay? It will not let you do that. Well, first off, what happens to the two negatives?
They go bye-bye.
They go bye-bye. They cancel out. So this is 1/15 over 1/12. What's a fraction bar really? What is it telling you to do? Divide. So even though it looks like this, you need to connect that really is division. So this is really 1/15 divided by 1/12. Which is multiplying by the reciprocal of the second fraction. 1/15 times 12 over 1. Cross simplify. Top times top over bottom times bottom. So the slope of the line that contains those rational numbers, the fraction, is really 4 over 5. Don't you love it? I do. It's so wonderful. And that's our learning target.